guys, how you guys doing today? So I want to get to another live. Make it more powerful here on this channel. So how's everybody doing? So the question is, are you being programmed? Right? Program. The thing is, we're all being programmed, but it's just to what program are we being susceptible to? That's what we want. That's what we want to get. We want to find out what's the program we're on, because our subconscious minds and our minds are constantly being funneled with information. Some information will definitely help you. Some information will definitely keep you stuck in the matrix. And unfortunately, a lot of the information is geared to keeping you stuck. You know, the mind thing, mind power is so powerful. You got to have mind power. If you don't get mind power, they're going to control your mind. So you got to control your own mind. Don't let somebody else control your mind. You know, not making a decision is deciding. Somebody else will make a decision for you. But the program I'm talking about is a program that strips you away from your true self. The program basically makes you a victim so you can rely on outside sources for your own happiness. The program never initiates the truth about who you are. The program never tells you what you're capable of doing, the power you have, the way you can change your life. The program is really designed to instill fear and causes a whole lot of mental stuff. You get depression, you get anxiety. That's a deliberate program the matrix runs. You know, our system, our society runs. You know, it's a program to disempower you, and you got to be aware of this. Some people aren't even aware of this, and that's one of the biggest tricks they play on you. They use your ignorance, and they make it seem like it's not happening, but in reality, it is happening, man. And it's happening big time. You know, they invent words. They say conspiracy theories, and when you hear the word conspiracy theory, it projects the mind into, oh, this is a bunch of baloney. But that was a design also. You know, the word conspiracy was created by the CIA. They did that in the early 40s and 50s. It's a propaganda tool. It's to keep you from reaching or going for what you want. See, the thing you got to understand is they don't want you. You know, people say, Mark, who you always talk about they or they. Well, what I'm talking about a system, a society that's they includes like the religion, they include some government, they includes your school, they includes your other people around you, friends. That's what I'm talking about. They, because the program is designed for you to be a contributor. It's not designed for you to be a free thinker. You got to get that. So you got to make sure, just like what you put in your body, you got to make sure what you're going to put in your mind, because your mind is creates this world. I mean, if you don't know now, you're not going to get this. That's right, James. It's all about ascension. You know, if you know, look, if you think about it logically, right? So if I'm sitting here, let's say I wanted to create a society or to run the world, knowing what I know now, you know, they're doing it to you right now, and this is how they would do it to you. They say, okay, let me see if I could create a society. So how can I get people to buy into what I want them to do? You know, you see this all over the world. You see it with communism, you see this with dictatorships, totalitarian governments, and all this stuff these people do to the people, and these people get their minds. I mean, their minds are not even their own anymore. They listen. I mean, they're no more. They don't think for themselves. But look, let's go back. So, if I want to control your mind, okay, what the thing I would do? Well, I would create a system that's designed to target your unconscious mind, because you don't know about the unconscious, which is, as you can see, a lot of people don't even know they have subconscious. How does subconscious work? Think about it. In school, when you were in school, did you know all this stuff? School, the priority of school didn't teach you this stuff, right? So that's what first thing I'd do. I'd cover it up. I'd say, all right, let me just, because I don't want you to know that stuff. Because if you know that stuff, then you can go start to do research, and you're gonna start to figure out my game, and you're gonna be like, oh, now I know this guy. I don't want you to know that stuff. So I deliberately. So what else I do? Well, I create a system now, like I create a media, like my media system. I'd say, all right, guys, we're gonna funnel everything in this direction. So everything is geared. So now you only see like one spectrum. You never see the whole truth now. And unfortunately, that's what a lot of people are experiencing in this world. If someone asks me a question, someone says, hey, Mark, it's like, why is it that when I talk to people and I tell them about, awakening, enlightenment, and the mind and all the reality and what's really happening, they look at me like I'm crazy. And the answer to that is the reason why a lot of people look at you like you're crazy is because of how programmed they are. That's what I'm showing you, that the things that were only designed so they could see one side of the spectrum. They can't see the whole square, the whole prism, the whole thing, though. That's important. that's very troubling. And the thing about it is the program, the programmer that's programming you know this. And the interesting about the program which goes into you is that you can be programmed and you're not even aware that you are programmed. That's how deep that is. Think about that. Because remember, it goes to your subconscious. Now, guys, you got to remember how your subconscious mind works, right? Subconscious mind is the mind of the habit or actions, but the subconscious mind also can influence the thinking mind. The thinking mind is where you have, like, you're supposed to have the freedom to, like, think and decide what you want. Sometimes you make a decision, you think that you just your free will doing it. I mean, according to science, neuroscience, it says that 96 to 99% of the time is not you making that decision. That decision was made prior, about 3 seconds before you get it into your analytical mind. So that's why it's important for you to start to nurture your mind power. That's why it's important for you guys to start watch what you surround yourself. Watch the content you consumed in your your minds, because it really influences you in ways that you're not even going to be aware of. And so it's a very tricky thing, and it's designed that way. You know what I mean? So you guys have to. That's why I say mind power. The thing about it is, once you know your mind and you discover, like, who you are, the powers you have, they can't take that from you. Once you mind your mind and the power of your mind, no one can ever take that away from you. They can never take your mind back. Can't do it anymore, because think about when you become spiritually awakened, or what we call enlightened, is once you get there, you can't go back. You can't, like, oh man, I want to go back. There's no go back. You can't go back. Right? You can't go back, man. I've just been live for about, what does it say here, 8 minutes? So I'm just live right now. Didn't miss much. This live will be replayed again. So see how it works, guys. What practices or exercises can we do to get out of the program? Well, it's a very simple exercise. It's just, you got to think to yourself, right? The first thing you got to do, you have to sit down and you have to decide for yourself and say, okay, what do I want out of my life? Like, what direction do I want to go? What do I want my life to become? What is it that I'm passionate about? What is it that I want to do? And then seek out content that puts you in that direction. That's how you're gonna get out of the program. Because most of you, I'm sure not most, but I think almost all human beings, they want a life of happiness, fulfillment, joy, health, and abundance, right? That's what all of us want. Now, once you realize that you can have that, but the thing about the program is, though, When they program you, they put those things as unreachable. See that? That's how powerful that is. So they make the program like this. They design the program to say that being happy, healthy, and wealthy is not a normal thing. Let me repeat that because that's very important. They program you to believe that being happy, healthy, having abundance is not normal. It's like rare. It's like if you, they're saying like, oh, if you get happy or successful, it's a 1 in a million chance. That's how they program. Think about that. And the truth is, being happy, healthy, wealthy is your natural birthright. Think about that. That's how inundated the program is. And that's why a lot of people are awakening now. Or, the program, it can't run too long before people catch on to it. The saying that you can fool some of the people some of the time, but you can't fool all the people all the time, right? And people are waking up now. Another powerful way is subliminals. You have subliminals you can use to change the program in your subconscious mind. You can all start to use subliminal. But the biggest change for you guys is you guys got to understand, and I mean this is keeping it real here. All of you guys, you have to understand that being happy, healthy, abundant is your birthright. Think about it. It means it's supposed to be a natural. You have the gifts and abilities already blended in you to make your life most happy, wealthy, abundant life you ever desire. The code is in you already. But what ends up happening is they program you to believe you can't do it. So what they do is they put a band-aid over you, but the source is still there. So when that band-aid is over you, you believe that you're broken or something is wrong with you. And that's why a lot of you struggle. You struggle a lot because you're trying to figure this out, and you're going about it the wrong way. Right? Do your parents' relationship with each other affect how your relationship with women plays out? Yep. That's a part of the program. The program goes from generation to generation. Like if you grew up and see that your father and mom were abusive, then more likely you're going to be abusive. If you're a woman and you live in an abusive relationship, you're going to subconsciously seek a man that's going to abuse you. And the cycle goes on and it goes on and it goes on. And then what happens is you think it's normal. You say, oh man. And you ever hear the saying, you're just like your dad, you're just like your mom. That's the program from generation to generation. So you have to break that generational program. Because if you don't break the program, it's going to continue from you, then to your kids, to the next generation, and the cycle continues. This gets deep, man. I say truth is stranger than fiction, and I don't say that just to sound like, oh, this is just cool. I say that with the utmost sincerity because it is. Truth is very stranger than fiction. Because what they do is the truth is flipped. The truth is flipped over. I mean, you're discovering this now. We're all discovering this. That's right. Who's this? Lizalette Williams. Yes, Lizalette. It's perfect. Yes, it's like a virus in a computer system. Need to remove the virus program to restore the original programming. Yep. The secret too. Like you guys know now. So to change the program, you got to understand that you're being programmed. That's a big secret. Once you understand that I am being programmed, now you're awake. That's how you become awake. Someone asked me, say, how do I become awake, Mark? How do I become enlightened? By being real with yourself and by understanding that, man, I am being programmed. So you're not stubborn. You're not like, I'm not being programmed. I know what I'm doing. I'm thinking. No, you're being programmed. Everyone is being programmed. The thing is, what program are you associating yourself? You could be programmed to abundance, happiness, health, or you can be programmed to lack, limitation, and down your energy. Get what I'm saying? Right? So that's the thing, though. We all program, and it's what you want to ask yourself. Is like, okay, what is it? What is it about this program that I want to change? What is the source of this program? Who is the creator? Who is the programmer? Like, what's going on here? Someone in a big room. Like, it's like, you ever see the Wizard of Oz when they found out the Wizard of Oz was fake, and it was just like this guy in this big room. Remember the lion and Dorothy, and they were tricking them and saying, "Oh, you don't have any heart, you know." And all along, the lion had the heart, the Tin Man had empathy. They all had this stuff, but they were programmed to believe they didn't. And then there's this big man in the back room, and they found out, right? So, who is there? Is there like a big man in the back room programming? Like, who's the originator? Who's the coder of this program, right? You ever thought about that? The answer to that is, this goes back a long way, thousands of years. And the answer, it goes back to greedy and controlling human beings. People who are greedy, controlling, and that's what it goes back to. And that's why you form certain religions. And so it's not like one person program, it's like a group. And they all have the same kind of mindset. And now that we live in an industrial revolution, right? The industrial revolution started. Now with money being the big thing, now they make you, now you're more like a commodity or a product. So now they treat you like you're a product now. So they put things towards you so that you could spend your money. The more I can get you down in a low vibrational state, the more I can control you, because then you're not thinking for yourself. Then I can hit you with, hey, this is for you, this is for you. The more I can keep you with the fear and all this other stuff, that's why I always tell you guys, I preach, man. I said the first thing to break free from that program is to cut the news off. Don't ever watch the news. I mean, we have so much different media outsources now. You have internet, you have so much platforms now. That's the biggest thing to free yourself. Cut the news off, man. The mainstream news and all that stuff, shut it down. Shut it down. When you shut it down, you'll start to become free. Right. What is this? Does Mark believe in heaven and hell and the commandments? That's a great question. And this is why I say, when you're constantly evolving and learning new information, and that's why I told you truth is strange and fiction. At one time I did believe in heaven and hell and commandments, but now I don't, because now I've seen the truth, and what the truth is. There is no heaven and there is no hell. The Romans, they invented hell to keep their congregation or the people in line. This was known a long time ago. Sheol, the man's common grave. Heaven, that's also is a mythical thing they invented to make you think that you're going for something, to keep you in line. Like, it's a reward system. None of that exists. And the reason I came to that conclusion about the 10 Commandments, now I did research. I found out that they took that from the Egyptians, the Book of the Dead. Most of those commandments were from that book. Did you know that? Go research it. In the Bible, the 10 Commandments were actually copied from the Egyptians, called Book of the Dead. Yeah. When I discovered that, I was shocked. I was like, man, And most of this stuff, you know, I can't find it on Google. I had to go deep research, but it was there. But yeah, let's talk about the heaven and the hell part about it, right? And if we think about it, right? So, you know, this goes about how the universe is created. So we know that you cannot create existence. Stick with me because this is going to get deep. So right now you're aware and alive, right? So the only time you're aware of your existence is now. When you were, before you were born, you weren't aware of your existence. And now the laws of thermodynamics says that, you know, energy, you can't create, it can't be destroyed, it's always here. So this universe is just is. There was never a creation of it. You can't think of a creation because your mind, so people say, man, there must be a creator. There must be a creator in our minds because our concept is because we're used to natural progress of creation. We're born, we grow up. So our minds get acclimated with this thing about creation, evolvement. So in a human construct, we say there's a creation. But the actual truth of it, guys, there is none. There just is. The universe always is, was here, is here, ever will be here. It's infinite. And the Big Bang, now we know it's not the beginning of the universe. It was just the end of another universe. We have cosmic microwave backgrounds now. We understand that. Now we have what we have supergravity now. We know what supergravity theory is. M theory talks about structures of the universe as, you know, bubbles, bubble universe, and these universe now exist on two-dimensional planes, right? And so it gets really deep, and physics is at the groundbreaking. And these universe exist on these membranes. And what happens is when these membranes are like this, they're floating, right? And they're in 11 dimensions though. And then what happens is sometimes these membranes, they touch each other like this, and that's when you get an explosion, and that creates what we call a Big Bang. So there's a constant cycle. See how that works? That's right. We speak, and our words, yeah, our words carry our creation, our existence. Yeah, there was no Big Bang. I mean, technically there was a Big Bang, but it's not the beginning of the universe. Big Bang was the beginning of our universe, but not the. I gotta, not even universe, multiverse now, because we know there's a multiverse. So when you think about all that and you see how everything works, you understand, like, man, there is just me, that this consciousness that's experiencing all of this stuff. You know, God and all that stuff. It's within you. It's the energy. It's that force. It's that awareness. You know, it's flowing through your blood. God is a representation of you. You know, so there's not a single entity out there that's like this person in charge. You are that person in charge. You're in charge of your own self. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, none of us were there. This is from Bok Choy. None of us were there, so Big Bang is still a theory and always will be. That's interesting. The thing about the Big Bang is, even though it's a theory, though, there's evidence of that theory, which now will eventually make it a scientific fact, because now we have the CMB, which is a cosmic microwave background, and that's radiation picked up from when the universe started to cool, and then we realized that, wait a minute, there had to be another universe before this universe. So that's how we know that the Big Bang was in the beginning. All right. See how that works, right? I am God. That's right, Bok Choy. You are God experiencing this reality. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good point. This here says, James, give it to yourself in your mind. You cannot desire something you already have. Yeah, that's a good point. That's why I told you. I said, look, like anytime, you know, like when you desire something, like, you know, you have that feeling in your mind that you want to be something or do something, but you just don't know how to do it, but it's still in your head. Like, you know, you ever had this dream, like, man, I want to be like really successful. I want to create such and such. I have a passion for doing this or a passion for doing that. but you just figure yourself, man, there's no way I can do this. Like, look where I live, look what my circumstances. And you say to yourself, you're like, man, so why would I be here if I have this big dream? Well, so what's this big dream here? The big dream was there for you to create it, man. The big dreams were designed for you to create, but again, remember that band-aid they put over you through like program, through like your, this is what you're good at. This is your name. This is your race. This is your religion. You go over here. You go over here. You go over there. Right. Okay. You, this is what you're good at. You, this is what you're good at. Don't do this. You're not good at that. Don't do that. You're not good at that. And you know what? You buy into that stuff. That's what school does to you. That's the program. It puts you into different classes and says, this is you, that's you. You never develop the ability to freely think for yourself, to decide and say, hey man, what about what I want to do? What about what I want to be? No, you can't be that. You're not good enough for that. I tell you that. So go do this. But all along in your heart, you keep feeling like, this is what I want to do. No, you can't do it. Here's why you can't do it. You can't do this. You can't do that. And all that goes in, and that makes you even more down on yourself. Makes you even more less. See that? See how it works? Yep. The program is real. You definitely got to let go and allow. It's right. It's powerful, right, guys? So when we come here, we came here with this immense power, but it's like this power was forgotten. All of you have this immense power when you came here because you have the ability through your minds, but we all forgot this power, or this power was kind of filtered so that we can't become our best versions. You can't become your best version. You become someone else's version. Someone else can tell you what you need to do. And many of you discover this now, because when you become enlightened and awake, you're like, man, I can do this for myself. I can figure this out. I'm doing this. I'm creating that. And now you see your world, right? You can see how your world is really different now, because now you understand, like, all right, man, so I'm the creator of this place. My thoughts are powerful, my intentions, I see results, I'm changing this and I'm doing that, and now the light goes off in your head and you're starting to realize, like, so this is all a game. Yeah, that's right, Brenda. That's why they call it the temple of God is in your body, because God resides within you. Having a human experience through your eyes in your own human body. That's correct. Oh, who's this here? I'm able to manifest little things easily, but when it comes to what? To big things, I wasn't able to manifest suggestions. Yeah, when it manifests little things, that's a clear sign that you have so there's two parts of your reality map is off. Well, one part is off. So that means conscious mind's map of reality is okay because you want to manifest, but the subconscious doesn't believe it. So for anybody who's if you're good at manifesting small stuff but you have difficulty manifesting big stuff, then the problem or the issue lies with the subconscious. There's something in your subconscious that still doesn't believe it. There's a lack limitation. There's a doubt or something. So you have to go into the subconscious. So you got to use programs that are designed to remove that stuff. And then once you get that, then the subconscious now will allow the conscious mind to start to expand to believe in the big stuff now. So that's fix 101. Anytime that happens, it means you have some subconscious block. Yeah, when you do the self-hypnosis, you say your affirmations out loud. Oh, that's a good question, guys. So, I started a new podcast channel. It's called Quantum Chosen One Podcasts. Go subscribe. It's a podcast, and you guys can come on there. If you have Zoom, you can come and do a Zoom live, get questions. So I made a self-help video on self-hypnosis. Go check it out. Very easy. Quantum Chosen One podcast. The episode is up today. Shows you how to actually go and do self-hypnosis on yourself. That's right. If you self-hypnosis or hypnosis is the most powerful way to get to the subconscious. It's even more powerful than subliminals because it goes right in there, like boom, instant results. And imagine if you can do it yourself. You don't have to be in an induction. So when you have a hypnotherapist or professional hypnotherapist, what they do, they put you in an induction. So they got to get your mindset. But this is so simple. It's like easy. You don't need inductions because you can do it yourself. Everybody should learn self-hypnosis. It's a game changer. It's a big game changer. Yeah, use subliminals while you sleep to manifest bigger things. That's a way to clear the program in your subconscious. How important is massive action in order to manifest what you requires? Discipline, action. Action, listen, I'll tell you something. Action is overrated. Action is another one of the program. So you've been conditioned to say that I want this, I have to go take some big action. But here's the truth, and I'm going to break something down to you to show you how this stuff works. So, check this out. Whenever you take some action, that is the last step. You know what action is? Action is the creation process from the non-physical into the physical. So if you're listening intently to what I'm saying, what I'm saying is when you take an action, you're taking the action of something that's already created. So it's the last step. It's never the first step. Action comes from beyond the physical. It's something that's already been done, and then you get a nudge to experience it in the physical. That's all action is. Action is non-physical to physical. That's how you get what you want. You can't take action in the non-physical, right? So therefore, you take action in the physical. But the whole point is when you take action, it's a process that's already been created, and you have to experience it in your 3D world. So the big picture is don't focus on the action, focus on the creative process, which is the intention, the meditation, the visualization, the letting go, the having the faith, the belief, the discipline, and then watch from behind the scenes, and then your desires will come into your reality. And then when they come into the physical, that's when you take an action. That's the last step. So I see how backwards it goes. So if you're trying to take action, you're like doing something that's like, wait a minute, why am I taking action first? Nothing has created yet. And that's why we struggle, and that's why people mess up. Most of the time when they take an action, they're like messing up their creation. They're like trying to fix what they created already. Yeah. The name of the channel is Quantum Chosen One Podcast. If you go into my community post there, you'll see the link. There's a video today on self-hypnosis. Yeah, podcast is Quantum Chosen One Podcast. It's like two episodes twice a week. I do Wednesdays and Sundays, and then you put your questions in, and then we'll have a Zoom call in. So I get a lot of people calling in, so go sign up. You can go get info there. You got Zoom, then you can just call in like live, and we can talk like this, and you can have questions and stuff. It'd be cool. I have guests. I'm gonna have a lot of guests. I'm gonna have some of my past coaching students, right? And you're gonna hear some great successful stories from these people, which will inspire you. So I got some great stuff coming. I'm gonna have a jam pack with all type of students I've coached, and you're gonna see some crazy stuff they manifest. You're gonna hear some stories, man. It's gonna really inspire you. And all of this is done through changing the program in your unconscious mind, right? Mark, do you think the amount of people waking up will reach critical mass. Yeah, I think it will, but I don't think it'll happen in our time, like in our time life, because we're in this age of awakening for 2,500 years, so we're like the forefront. But we'll see a lot more though. But I think things will really reach an epicenter generations from now, because now we're just in the forefront where things are just starting to become awakened. But definitely, can I post a link to the podcast? Yeah, I could do that. I'll post. I'll post a pinned comment after this live. Once the live goes up, I'll post a pinned comment to the podcast, so you can go subscribe, check it out. See that? Does finding a hawk feather falling from the sky mean anything? Is it a sign? Yes, especially animals, birds, animals, feathers are usually signs. They're great signs of encouragement. People call them, they're like angels, and it's symbolic. It's symbolic. It basically means, because we associate angels with with these beings that are protective and helping us. So anytime we see feathers, it's a symbolic thing. It's actually from the universe symbolically saying angels. Yeah, it's saying, look, everything is good. So feathers, any type of feather stuff is really good sign. If you see feathers in your car, I remember, I think this happened 1 month before I won the lottery. I remember this. It was I had in my car, my windows were always up, right? And then I got in my car, there was a feather on the floor of my car. A feather, like this big feather, about this big, on the floor, and on the floor of my car. And that's when I knew. I was like, okay, man, something big getting ready to happen. And then when I got out my car, I had I was walking with my tickets. I didn't have the winning tickets then, but there was this bee kept flying around, like buzzing me, man, like bothering me. I'm like, yo, get this bee out of here. But see, this was a month before I won. So see, all the signs were there. Like the bees would signify like wealth, energy, abundance. So yeah, see how these signs follow you. A lot of trippy stuff. There's another time too, like 2 weeks. I keep my tickets in a little folder, and I had it sit on a car, and a bee flew in and was walking around it again. And then I stopped, and then this flamingo like flew on the hood of my car. Like out of everybody in traffic, the flamingo was like, "Yo, I'm gonna pick your car." And he flew on my car. It's like a white flamingo here, and I was like, "Yo, this is like so cool, man. This is so awesome." So there's always signs, guys. That's what I'm showing you. I'm enlightening you here. I'm enlightening you to something that people are just waking up. But this stuff has been happening my whole life. I thought it was normal. I thought this was happening for everybody. But then I realized, like, Mark, nah, a lot of people aren't even experiencing this stuff, man. You gotta go out. You gotta go out and show people like what's reality is really about. You know? Yeah. It was a flamingo. It's like a white. I have a video of the flamingo still. I still have it in my phone. It's like 10 seconds. If I could post it on community posts, I could, but they don't do videos on a community post. But yeah, the flamingo like just stood on my car and then flew off. How do I post a flamingo? I don't know. Maybe I'll post it in my Facebook group. If you guys join the Facebook group, I'll post a flamingo. It just flew in the car and then flew off. Should you prioritize having fun and having a good time now and trust that things will work out in the future? Yep, James, that is the perfect remedy, and that's the perfect course to manifest. You have to be in that frame of mind that that the secret is like having fun. With the lottery, I learned that the hard way though, because I was trying to win the lottery at first, and that wasn't working. Then when I switched the game over, I was like, all right, man, I'm doing this the wrong way. Let me stop trying and let me just start allowing this thing to come in. Let me just What happens? Well, let me start to think like I'm rich already. Let me start to act, and I had to convince my mind that. And then when I started doing it that way, that's when I started to see a lot of good results. I got a good lottery video coming out for you guys on Tuesday. It's about seeing 7 sevens and the 8 8s, and why some people win easier than others, the lottery. So that should be fun. You should check it out on Tuesday. I'll post that. Yeah, white butterflies. Anytime animals will come to you guys, animals aren't coincidental stuff. When animals start to come around you, you know, if you walk in and then walking their dog in the park, and their dog just runs up to you and start like licking you and all that, don't take that literal. Don't take like, oh, that's a big sign. The thing about animals is, animals have a heightened development of instinct or intuition. Animals see their world through energy more than us. You know, animals see things in vibrations because they haven't developed a frontal cortex in their brain, so they don't have the presence of time there. Animals are always in the present moment. Did you know that, right? Animals, your dog or your cat doesn't know the day, the month, or year. They don't understand time. They are always in the present moment. So when animals come up to you, that's a big sign. If you visualize owning a car and then dream at night about driving that specific car, are you doing things right? Yep, that means that now your subconscious has accepted the program. This is how you know your subconscious accepts programs. It reverberates your program back to your external world. So you see mirroring, you may hear someone talking about the stuff you want, you may get a dream. Those are clear indications that your subconscious accepted your new program. Also, what else is a clear indication? How you feel. You notice you're just more upbeat, you're more positive, you don't feel stressed, you're not bothered easily as before. Those are signs that your subconscious accepted your new program. So you want to see what I'm showing you now, guys? I'm saying we're already being programmed. So why don't you go get programmed the correct way, which will uplift you? Because if you're not programming yourself the correct way, someone else is going to program it for you. Because the way the matrix is set up, the natural default state of the matrix program is one of to make you a victim, to make you the matrix do not want you to be self-reliant. You do not, that's not the goal of the matrix. I don't want you to be self-reliant. I don't want you to have time to go over there and think for yourself. You might discover something about yourself, and I don't want you to do that. That's why they have to create these things to distract you. Can't have you do that. It's like this. Like say like I'm the owner of a business, and I know you're like really, really smart, but I figured out that you don't even know how smart you are. So I say, hey, just do this. And I give you a lot of work to do. And I see you slacking off. I don't want you to slack off, because if I see you slacking off, that's going to give you time to think. And then one day you might just think to yourself like, damn, I'm really, really this. I don't need this job. And then I'm out of an employee. So I don't want you to do that. I want you to just, that's why I keep giving you work so you can keep going and going. I definitely want to figure out who, because then you might become my boss, because now you're so smart, you might start to rule. See, that's how the matrix works. That's why your mind's always running in business, because they have so much stuff to keep you. They got the media, they got these TV shows, they got this drama, they got the sports stuff, they got da-da-da. So, you got your 9 to 5. I know some of you don't like your job, and then you can't get time to figure out what you want. Then as soon as you come home, you got to refer about this, then you got to watch that. See, that's all perfect for the matrix. That's what they want. Then I got to get you into the religion. Now, man, I got to go to church. You got to do this. You got to blah, blah. See that? I just keep you on a cycle. Anything to prevent you from having some time alone. Because if you start to spend time alone, then what automatically what's going to start happening is you're going to start to wake up. And I don't want you to wake up. Because if you wake up, that's bad news for my industry. That's bad news for my money. That's bad news for all this stuff. Because now I can't sell you the fear. I can't control you anymore. Now you're going to be one of these free thinkers. Now you're going to start to go to help other people. And now you're going to mess up my mojo. So I don't want that. And see what the Matrix does. The Matrix knows this. You see, the Matrix knows it doesn't care. It says, all right, yeah, they are the minority. Let them go. Yeah, let them guys talk about uh, freeing people's mind. It's only a little bit of them. I'm not worried about them. When they start to wake up billions of people, I'm gonna start stepping in. But by that time, it's gonna be too late. But that's what they think. They go by numbers. They say, okay, how many people are this guy influencing? Okay, this guy's not even influencing a lot of people, so I'm not even gonna worry about that guy. Okay, how about this guy? Oh, this guy's influencing millions and billions of people. Well, I gotta start to take a notice because I don't want this person to start messing up the program. But again, by that time it's gonna be too late because too many people are waking up at this. You know, if this happened like any other time, it would work. But now because we're in the age of Aquarius, they can't stop it. So you guys have to start living your life by your examples. You know, you don't have to go out and show people and tell people. You know, the thing about when you become enlightened is, you know, your tribe will find you. People will come up to you. You don't have to go searching and see everybody you see. You know, once you discover this truth, and I know it's liberating. It's so fascinating because many of you guys are doing it. You guys are like doing the lottery, winning the lottery and all that stuff, and you know, manifesting. And I know you want to go tell everybody. And sometimes when you tell people, they look at you in shock, right? Because you're like you're crazy, right? So you don't have to go out and tell everybody, but the people that needs to know this stuff, they'll find you. So that's something else to keep in mind. Yeah, no one is forcing you to get married or have kids. Don't do it if you don't want to. Yeah, that's free mind, you know. Both sides of the puzzle. Yeah. So it's very powerful, right? Hey, what's up, Jason? How you doing, brother? It's going good. Peace, Peace by Flash. Gambling a sin. There's another program. That's something they made up. Addiction is serious, but there's a difference between addiction. Gambling is just something they made up to make you think that, hey, this is wrong. Da, da, da. See that it depends on how you look at your life. Now, if what I would consider gambling is if that you're so inundated and you're spending all your money and you're not prioritizing stuff, then you have a problem. You have an addiction. But using your mind to create wealth through manifesting a lottery or any kind of casino games, that's a difference between gambling. Gambling is what you would get to the point where you don't have control of this. Where you don't have a budget and all that. And then we have a problem, okay? That goes into addiction. It's all about balance. Can you elaborate? So, Jamie Brown asked this question. Can you elaborate on how to visualize and then set the ticket you visualize? Oh, well, you know, if you're visualizing like winning the lottery, so if you should visualize a ticket if it's your own number. Like say you have a number from a divine source. Maybe you have your number, I don't know, maybe you had a dream of a number. But if it's not a number you selected, then you don't have to visualize the ticket itself. You just have to visualize the win itself. What is the win? Like going to the office, claiming it. I mean, you can visualize the machine saying top prize winner, claim it lot. That's what I did. But when I visualize anything, I always visualize the end. I just go right to the meat, so-called meat and potatoes, the end part of it. I just go to, what am I doing here? What am I having now? Where am I going next? What am I doing here? What am I having now? Where am I going next? So I always visualize the end result, having it. Okay, now I have it. What am I doing with it? The after effects. Because that's really what your mind wants. Your mind is always looking for the end result. Your subconscious mind, that is it's looking for an end. It's not looking for beginning. Beginning and middle stuff, that's in your logical mind. Notice your logical. No, so what does beginning and middle have? They have a time variant, right? They deal with the concept of time. See, that shows that you're in a conscious mind. So whenever you visualize, if you want to know if you're targeting your subconscious, notice that pattern. If you're visualizing things from like a beginning or organizing things, then most likely you're not influencing your unconscious. You're in your conscious. But if you're visualizing things as an end result and having fun, then you're hitting your subconscious. You're going to change it. And also the thing about visualization, you don't have all your when you visualize stuff, they don't have to be in order. They don't have to make sense to your logical mind. That's not what visualization is about. Visualization is about feeding information programmed to the subconscious. Your subconscious, remember, your subconscious is so infinite that it will set everything up for you through your higher self. So when you're going to visualize stuff, you can go from this scene to the next scene to a totally different scene that doesn't make sense to another scene, and that's all fine. Never try to make things like organized, like, oh man, maybe I got to do this, do that. It doesn't matter because you're feeding a source that's going to put it together for you. That makes sense. This is from Healing Soul. I told my son how to imagine passing his exam in college. He did it and he passed. That's a clear example of the mind creating the matter. Mind and matter is one and the same. See, what you got to understand, that anything you put in your head is actually physically your reality. It becomes your reality with repetition. So another tip on visualizing. Visualizing does not work if you do it seldom. Let me repeat that. Visualizing will not work if you do it a couple of times. You have to, visualizing works when you do it consistently, repetitiously, like every day. I remember when I was manifesting lottery, I was visualizing every night, 7 days a week, every night while I slept, for months. That's how you're going to get anything, by repeating and that's because the mind works by recognizing patterns. Like a computer will recognize a code, a software, a program, a pattern. So it sees a pattern, it accepts that code. Yeah, compare the mind to subconscious to a computer makes it so easy for you guys to get, because you guys can relate to computers, right? Why do our angels love us no matter what? Why they never abandon us? Well, you can't. Your angels are sourced through also the higher self. So it's like you can't abandon yourself. So that's what it is. And that's another thing about religion. Religion teaches you that, you're imperfect, that you're a walking mistaken machine, you're not good enough, you have to bow down, you're not supposed to think too big for yourself, you're not supposed to dream for your goals, you're supposed to just live for someone else's story. This is what you need to do. Religion teaches you all that stuff. It says, I don't want you to think, I just want you to do. Now some religion, there are religions out there now that serve good purpose. For example, Hinduism and Buddhism. Those have been teaching for thousands of years that you are like the God experiencing this form. I'm speaking more slowly to new religions like Christianity religion. That type of religion is really a religion designed to kind of limit your mind, man. It doesn't want you to, it doesn't grow. And so you really have to be careful with what you put yourself around. Yeah, religion isn't bad per se. As I said, there's a couple religions that do teach you this. Hinduism and Buddhism, that they show you that, hey man, you're part of this God being. You're supposed to do this stuff. But again, there's other religions that teach you the opposite. It says that you can't rely on yourself. You're not supposed to do this. You're not good enough to that. It really limits you. It makes you feel bad about yourself. They say if you do it over and over, it causes resistance. No. So resistance comes in. Anytime you get resistance, guys, it's due to a state of lack. Think, okay? When you need something, that's resistance. When you repeat something over and over from not from a state of lack, you cannot get resistance. So how can I repeat something over and over from not a state of lack, Mark? Very simple. Use it as a fun, imaginative way. That's how you do that. You got to get out. You get out of it by saying, "This is fun for me, and this is why I'm doing it, just because it's fun." That's how you. That's how you break the lack cycle. Why do angels choose not to help if I pray and ask for assistance in making something happen? Well, I'll answer this way. Well, we have free will, and most of the times when we pray, we are praying from a state of desperation as well. So ask yourself, are you praying from a state of desperation, or are you praying from a state of empowerment? Because the power is within you. Remember, God is a part of you, it's in you. So when you pray, you got to pray like in a commanding way, like you in faith, way, like you know what's going to happen. Mark, what are your thoughts? Hi, Dara. What are your thoughts? Dara, yes, I remember Dara. Yes, I'm going to organize a... Guys, if you're in the South Florida area, let me know, because I'm going to organize a meet and greet here. So if you guys want to get together, we get together as a group. We set something up. Mark, what's your thoughts on people saying tarot cards and channeling are really messages coming from demons? Again, that's another religious program they put in your head, which is false and fake. It's not it's not true. I mean, you know, you got to understand something. So spirit and religion are totally different. Got to get that. You know, religion tries to associate spiritual with it. It doesn't work. You know, spirit, when you're spiritual, it's an innate feeling, it's innate knowing. When you're religious, it's an indoctrination. It is a logical thinking stuff. See the difference? So when someone says tarot cards or this is demonic, now you know where it's coming from. Every individual, every being must get information from a non-physical source. Now people will say, well, Mark, so what about demons and good and bad? Do they exist, you know? So I look at things like this. I look at things in duality. Light and dark must balance each other out. So are there other beings, maybe we deduce them as negative? Are there beings as positive? Could be. Or could it also be that it's my own subconscious? Because I believe in negative stuff, I create this negative vibration? Or could it be if I believe in positive stuff, I create this positive vibration? You got to think of that too. Because you got to remember that each of us are uniquely experiencing our own reality. So that means the things we think, we become. The things we think will happen, they happen. So if someone is believing in this demon or this spirit that's attacking them, then subconsciously, why can't they create that? Because they're creating from energy. And if someone believes that this is self-fulfilling, this is helping me, why can't they create that? Because they are creating from energy. So you see the spectrum. I want you to see the big picture and just kind of just open up your mind to think now and say, okay, let me see what's going on. And then you will know if it's good, is this good for you or not. The thing about it is, anything you're doing, ask yourself this question: is what I'm doing helping me or moving me towards my purpose? That's what it's all about. That's all it was. Yeah. Magic is just a form of law of attraction. We call it magic. It's the thing that comes from the invisible to the visible. You know what magic is? Magic is quantum physics. You know, back in the day when they couldn't explain what things happen, when we see magic, we understand. Okay, so it's really the quantum physics. So how these things appear and come into our reality. You know, guys, you gotta remember this important truth here, is that even though we are conscious beings, predominantly we are unconscious. Think about that. Now let's take it a step further. Let's talk about physicality. There's no physicality. There's no material world. It's actually immaterial. We already know that we're about 99% empty space. Well, I could get deeper. Not even space is empty now. Now we know space is filled with different particles. They call it a 0-point field of energy. And these particles are what influence the quantum world. So now we take it to another step further. Now we know your cells in your body are made from these energetic particles, which are immaterial. Now we take it another step further. Magic. Can people walk through walls and all that stuff? Well, check this out. Go to the United States patent. Because site you go. There is a patent, two patents, one a government patent and a civilian patent, where they're showing you how to manipulate particles to walk through walls. And this is actually provable according to quantum physics. Yeah, there's a patent right now. Somebody has a patent pending that they develop a formula for walking through walls. Some of you may be laughing, but if you understand how the mind and reality works, then you see the truth in that. The point is here, you have to be open-minded and be big picture. Yeah, go look it up. There's actually a U.S. government patent right now, and a civilian patent. You know what a patent is, right? A patent means, this is my idea, you can't steal it, are you going to pay me? And the patent, when someone issues a patent, if you're going to get a patent, the patent agency have to confirm that this is scientifically possible, or else you couldn't get a patent. Let me repeat that again. If you got a patent, it has to be proven scientifically that this is plausible to happen according to the mathematics or quantum physics. And the patent shows scientifically how you can adjust the molecules of your body, the vibration, to walk through the wall. And they issued the patent. Yeah, check it out. Why is that? Well, because we know in science that the body is actually immaterial. It's just how, how our brains work right now. It just, the best way I can make it simple for you, it basically tricks you and I, to see a physical world. And the reason why the brain does that, I believe, is because it needs to make sense of a survival system. And this is the best way for us to experience our world. That's according to our brain. Our brain says, this is the best way for us to experience this world. I have to make it feel physical and look physical. This is why you have so much sensory information. You have thousands and millions of nerve endings on you to hear. Think about that. So you could kind of see a picture already that the brain really developed for sensation and experience. So this is the primary reason why we see things as physical, because that's the brain's easiest way to make sense of our world, to make it look physical to us. But the actual truth is it's really not physical. See that? So you guys are getting some deep stuff here. I think the patent is pending, or I think it's in the issuing stage right now. I think the reason the patent is pending is because I think there's a government agency have their patent too. So you have two different things. But the fact that if you put something in if you're going to patent something, guys, when you have a patent, there's a process you have to go through. You just can't go and say, hey, I'm patenting this because I can fly. It doesn't work that way. They don't give patents like that. You have to show, because if they give you a patent, that means you're going to produce it, it's going to make money, or it's going to be some. So it's a very strict process. All right. What is the connection with marijuana and meditation? I think with marijuana just induces you into a more relaxed state. So a lot of individuals who can't meditate really well, then they can use marijuana, in balanced states to induce it. And sometimes, everything's in balance. When you do marijuana, you got to be balanced, because sometimes it has adverse effects. So you guys are seeing big picture, right? Yeah, anyone can file a patent and will be pending, and all patents are pending, but I believe that this patent is actually in the stages of finalizing, because this patent actually has the quantum formation, the formulas, and the process of how to take a solid, what you call a material object, and then make it immaterial. And again, the science has already proven that the only reason, I mean, we know this, and maybe you guys don't know, or maybe you've been following me for years and you know now, but we already know the reason why things we get resistance from things like when we press on something, or why I can't fall through this car, you can't fall through the walls. It has to do with the fundamental forces that make up our world. So we have strong nuclear, weak nuclear, electromagnetic, and then we have gravity, right? So these are the four forces that hold everything together. So with these forces, they they're charged, electricity and magnetism. And so with these particles, you're going to have an anti and a positive. So you got like a positron and an electron, anti and an antiparticle, antimatter and matter. Same thing with particles. So particles will have charges. So what actually happens, guys, is that when you touch something, what you're actually experiencing is two opposing particles charging against each other. Like you take two magnets and you like put them against each other, right? They push away. That's that force. And that's what prevents you and I from actually walking or collapsing through anything. Those are forces. In theory, if one of those forces were turned off, let's say, for example, the charge force, weak nuclear electromagnetic force, then particles will no longer be repelling. If they're no longer repelling, then that will give you the ability to walk through what you call physical objects. This is scientifically possible. What's the difference between detachment and expectation? You should expect your desires. Is detachment is basically what it says. I don't care about how it comes or when it comes. I'm open to it coming. That's what detachment is. Expectation is I know it's coming and I'm expecting it to come in. That's the best way I have to make sense. Oh, why does the law of attraction seems like a loophole somehow? It just seems like just when you figured it out, you're wrong, or it's the opposite of what you think. Well, yeah, that's a good question, and here's the answer to that. Because the law of attraction, you don't need figuring out the law of attraction. The law of attraction is not a figuring out thing. The law of attraction is a simple theoretical concept that says whatever you focus on, you will get more of it in energy terms. That's what the law of attraction is. The stuff you're talking about, we're talking about mind now. We're talking about like how the mind works. So when you say when you figured it out, then you're wrong. Now you're getting into the deeper aspect of the unconscious mind. See, we do a lot of things with our surface level mind, like our conscious mind, and that's the issue. A lot of stuff that's out there are surface stuff. It's surface level stuff. It's not stuff that's going to get deep and show you like the inner nuances of how you program the mind. Most stuff is surface level. Scripting versus vlogging. This is a good one. Now we live in a technological age. I definitely go with vlogging. That's If you imagine this, you have your phone and you take a live video camera of yourself speaking. I mean, how much power does that have? Vlogging is, my experience, super powerful. But scripting works as well. But in my opinion, vlogging gets you faster results because there's all the elements of reality. It's real. You're looking at a video of yourself saying something. Imagine how convincing that is to your mind, your unconscious mind. All right. Yep, living in a parallel reality while not letting it feel real. Yep. Now we have other aspects such as multiple lives, parallel worlds. Now all this is starting to become true. Once before this was the stuff of mockery. I'm sure you've seen this in the movies. Now we're starting to see evidence that, I'm telling you guys that there's things that are about to become discovered or things that are about to come out. It's really going to shock our paradigm. So be prepared. Truth is stranger than fiction. Surface level stuff is just temporary stuff. Hey Mark, where do you normally purchase your lottery winning tickets? I used to purchase my tickets from like a particular store. But now I got to the point now where my mantra is just right place, right time. So I just go where I feel. So I don't have a set. I'm more on an intuition program now. So it's just like wherever is more convenient, wherever I feel, I'm just going. I'm just going. So it's not like okay, I got to go to this store or that store. Yeah, it's a paradox. That's correct, Celeste, because it's a paradox. When you don't need anything, you can have anything. When you are in lack, even what you have will be taken away. That's true, and that's the trick, right? The trick is to get your mind to in a balanced state, to always be in a state of not needed. And then the clue to get you out of that state is always going to be there's one thing that the main thing that gets you in a state of needing. If anyone can tell me what puts you in the state of needing more, it's your ego. Your ego, ego, ego. Monis add, do you believe Cynthia Stafford? Believe her. Everyone knows she believed her. There's YouTube content. There's a book she wrote. She literally used her mind and she won. She seen the number, the exact number. She put the under a pillow and she won the money. So I don't think it's a question of belief anymore. Why we feel strange inside when we hear our own voice? Because you're not used to hearing your own voice. That's what I was saying earlier. I was saying that we live in a world that's built to constantly distract us from focusing on ourselves. So when you hear your own voice, it feels like a stranger. Your body's not used to that, so that's why it's going to feel strange. It's part of the ego. What's your opinion on the multiverse? Multiverse, I mean, I said this before, there's no longer a universe. It's a multiverse now. We live in a multiverse. We know that there's multiple universes now. Because we know about these membrane universes, and then we know, string theory now shows us in 11 dimensions. Then you got M theory, which puts things in the 22 dimensions. But those dimensions are mathematical equation dimensions, our mathens. 11 dimensions now are the properties where particles can exist. And if particles can exist, then you and I can exist because you and I are made from the particles. And then we understand now how these bubble universes happen, and now we know the universe is infinite, so we know that there is multiple. Remember, when we talk about universe, we're only seeing the visible universe, our visible universe, where light travels. So there's other parts that light hasn't reached yet. So it's just infinite. So the multiverse is very real. It's now been widely accepted by a majority of physicists that it's no longer a universe, it's a multiverse. Which, when you think of the multiverse, it does make sense now. It does, everything starts to come together now. Why people incarnate, why you have these different abilities, where you get this information from, all these things you can do. Now a multiverse has to exist for these things to make sense. When you astral travel and you can get all these things, you can't do it in a universe. You can't do it in one universe as one. You have to do it in infinite. That's where you get information. So yeah, that's attachment. So the point is to always think about what we want, but with a nonchalant attitude towards the desire. Yeah, that's the game changer right there. Is everything that you gotta, that look, life isn't like as big as they make it, guys. We invent this stuff. So if you start to look at your life literally as a game. Now, I'm not saying for you just to throw everything down and say, oh, screw this, screw my job, I'm just going to walk or not. I mean, the big picture thing here is to look at your life as not this force or this big thing that's holding you. You gotta look at it like it's really a game. It frees up a lot of resistance, and then you can see things bigger now, and then you can be able to create more because now you're not attached to anything. It's like a fun. It's like a game. When you're playing a game, like when you're playing a game, are you worried? You don't care. It's a game. I'm gonna have this. That's how I gotta look at life. Like, okay, Everything is happening for me, not to me. Hi from France. Hey, thanks for everything. Your video is great. Thank you, Mano. When did you wake up with all this information? Did you have a mentor? Most of the information, most of the stuff I learned, guys, I was self-taught. I mean, I watched some stuff, but majority of it was just self-taught, and just a deep inner reflection. I did a lot of inner meetings. I was just isolated a lot, so I had a lot of time to process and get downloads. See, so and then of course I did a lot of research and study, and I just you know did a lot of stuff and I put it together. But I would say I wouldn't say I have like a one mentor. I would just say it's a combination of a lot of things, but majority was self-taught from curiosity and and just from an inner knowing. And you know truth and knowledge is out there, and it gets downloaded to all who are receptive to get it. And the key is you got to be receptive. You got to be that antenna to receive it, because everyone's connected. All our consciousness is connected. How often do I meditate? I meditate about twice a day, but I meditate small times, maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, depends. Is it true when we get a ringing frequency in our ears, it's a message from our spirit guides? Yep, I believe that there's two ways you get messages, and many have experienced this too. Is when you all of a sudden, now this is if you don't have any pre-existing medical conditions such as tinnitus, okay? But if you're someone just regular and your ears start to ring, that's a download. Or you're just standing and your body starts vibrating. It feels like you have your phone on you, but you don't have your phone and you're vibrating. I'm sure many have experienced that. That's a download. That's information. How do I manifest a relationship with a dude who is already with someone? I don't know. I mean, why would you want to manifest a relationship with a dude who's already with someone? Because, you know, energy is going to go around. Because say you manifest that dude, and now when you have that dude, now that dude's going to go and leave you for someone else. So just manifest someone that you know will be for you. Because chances are, if you manifest someone that's already with someone, you're taking them away from that someone, and then what happens? They come to you now. Someone's gonna come and take them away from you. People call that karma. It's just called cause and effect. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't manifest that. I mean, that's why you got free will. You can do whatever you want. You can manifest that. You can manifest that, but you got to remember. You got to remember now. There's going to be consequences for everything we create. There's going to be a cause and effect. So manifest someone that just uniquely for you. You don't want to share someone or have someone take away from someone else. But if you want to do that, do it the same way. But just be aware. Is it true when you get ringing frequencies? Yep. So now you know about downloads. Yeah, you can vlog to release resistance. Yeah, you can vlog for everything, you know. You can vlog and just say, man, I feel so light. I'm so happy. Da da da. But when you do your vlogs, you do them in a present. Make sure you do it in present tense, right? So when you're vlogging, you vlog like in the moment. So you don't vlog and say, I'm getting this tomorrow. I'm glad this is coming to me next week, or I can't wait to have this. You don't vlog like that, because now you're not in your subconscious. You vlog with like, man, I'm so happy. I'm so happy this happened now. I have this amount. I'm going to be doing this. I'm going here today. Da da da. So you kind of make it look, kind of bring it in the moment, as if it's already happened. Yeah, Beck just gave a good answer to this. Someone manifesting someone else. She says, girl, if he wanted to be with you, he would just leave her. That's true. There's your answer. Yeah, I throw penny everywhere in my room. That's a very good subconscious mind hack. James, funny James. Mark coaching it though. How important is it to quiet the mind with using meditation? The mind is the gateway, guys, to your mind power. Mind power is the gateway to get everything you want. It really comes down to getting your mind, I call it coachable. And it all starts with the ego. The ego is a part of the mind that does not like to be coached. The ego is a part of the mind that does not like you to be in charge. The ego is a part of the mind that wants to control. It wants to run the show. It doesn't need you to tell it what to do. It needs to tell you what to do. That's the ego. So, and the ego has developed so much power over us because, again, the matrix is designed to program the ego, to pleasure the ego. The matrix is suited for your ego. They're a marriage made in heaven. Matrix and the ego. This is why it's so tough for some people to break out of matrix, because the ego is so look at the matrix. Look what it does. It glorifies the ego. Everything is about self promotion, selfish competition, the way you look. It's all an ego based thing. It's like, and the ego thrives on that. And remember now, your ego is just like any part of your consciousness. What does it do? It generates energy. It creates vibrations too. So it affects and creates the world around you. So you have to, quieting the mind is mastering the ego. Once you can get your ego under control, then it opens up a whole new paradigm. You can get so much more accomplished, so much more done. You become even more healthier because you don't create a lot of worry and stress. You know what I mean? So you don't get your mind. And the thing about thoughts, someone asked me a question. They say, where does thoughts come from? Thoughts come from the collective subconscious. It comes from other people because it's always floating out there, and you're always open. And some thoughts are also vibrationally aligned. Notice, if let's say your mindset is usually, because you got two types of people. Look, you either got an optimist or a pessimistic. There's that person that gets up in the morning, and when it's cloudy and rainy, they see the sun. And there's that person that gets up in the morning, when they see the sun, they see it's cloudy or rainy. So it's all about your perspective. So you have to understand the state of your mind is more easier to understand. Sperm chases the egg. Fact. Well, actually now they discovered that. So here's another thing I was talking about. We talk about sperm and eggs, chasing eggs. So we used to believe, right? You believe that the sperm chases the egg. No, what they've discovered now is that the egg picks the sperm. So that means when you were born, you didn't chase it. The egg picked you, because what they discovered now, the egg gave off a certain chemical, and it attracts the sperm and it brings in sperm. This just months ago they discovered this. Right? See that? Yeah, so you learn stuff new every day, right? You used to believe that, when you have conception, it's the egg, it's the fastest sperm that swims, that wins. No, it's actually the egg. The female egg will secrete a certain chemical, and it picks a certain sperm, and it draws that sperm to it. So it's the female that allows the sperm to come there. Hey Mark, do you win more money on scratch-offs or your own numbers? Definitely my own numbers. Scratch-offs is pretty average, but my own numbers, I do them, and sometimes it'll be 4 or 5 months, sometimes 6 months. But when they do come out, it's a nice amount. Quick picks, I do quick picks too. Yeah, vlogging is very powerful, guys. You gotta do the vlogging. Hi from Tahiti. Hey, Tahiti, look at that. Man, I'll definitely come there for vacation. Now that's a good place to be, to meditate. Tahiti, surrounded by that beautiful water, all those nice trees. Hi, Mark. What does being of service mean to you? It, service means providing value. Can you provide value? If you can provide value to someone for something, that's being of service. That's what value basically. Can you make someone better, feel better, do better, think better, achieve better? That's what being of service is. For everything, it's all about providing value to your, what you call your consumer, to your market. And then when you provide value, that's when you get reciprocated with what you call money. So if now you just learn an important lesson about money. See, you don't look for money, you look for value, because value creates the money. See again how they program you backwards? So you gotta go get the money. No, no, no. You do value, then you get the money. Where does the money come from? The people. Who are people? The ones you provide the value to. They have money. People have money. Money's not in the space. Money's not in the air. It doesn't fall out. Money comes from human beings like you and I. So when you provide someone with value, they'll turn around and then you will get money because you provide value. That's what being of service is. So if you're going to start your own business or industry, ask yourself, what value can I provide? What is my niche? How can I impact my this? So if I do this, how would I be helping such and such? How would I be benefiting such? Because when it comes to the day, it comes to the end of the day, bro, all of us, we want something that's either going to make our lives better, healthier. At the end of the day, anything will make us happy, make us fulfilled. That's what all human beings are looking for. You're looking for something that makes you feel what? Happy. We want that. Money make you happy. Stuff make you food. See, the Matrix knows this. So what the Matrix do, but what they do it in a different way though. See, they do it in a toxic way. You know, there's what we call natural happiness, and then there's the toxic happiness, the addictive happiness. So you got serotonin, then you got the dopamine, which is good, but there's one of them is not so good, dopamine. See, dopamine gives you that rush and it creates the addiction. Serotonin now gives you that natural free flow state. So what the Matrix does, they work on the dopamine thing. So they want to get you hooked. So they create programs and things that'll give you that and hook you. And then your brain gets addicted and they keep you coming back. See, that's the toxic stuff. Matrix is very smart, very, very genius, man. That's why you got to be one up on the Matrix. That's the only way to overcome the Matrix. You got to be one step ahead of them because they're one step ahead of you. And now you're getting the information and knowledge to be one step ahead of the Matrix. And I'm showing you the information. I'm giving it to you. So millions of people aren't even receiving. They don't even know this stuff. You are right here getting this stuff. So it's there. That's how the Matrix works. The Matrix is run by masterminds. But masterminds are just like you. They have the same capability. But the reason why the Matrix works so well, the Matrix needs you to not know stuff. The more ignorant you are, the better the Matrix. The Matrix is this thing that the less they know, the better. So that's why the Matrix never pushes out things that will self-develop you, mental health, how to be happy, wealthy, how to change. They'll never push that as the forefront. Don't get me wrong, it's out there, but it's not a priority. It's not in their algorithm. It's not going to be their main message. So what happens now, what the universe does now, the universe says now we're in the age of Aquarius. It says, all right, it's time to change. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to glitch the Matrix. So now the Matrix is going to have all these glitches. So what are these glitches? Is when you find content like mine and other creators that are showing you the power of your mind and all. And now it's coming up even more. And then someone here, I could be talking today and I could influence someone and they could go start a YouTube channel tomorrow and then they blow up and they're like millions of subscribers. See that? I just contributed to helping. See how it works? Matrix, that's a glitch. So you are glitches. Anyone that's creating uplifting content, motivating and doing stuff, you are a glitch, and the Matrix can't stop that. Glitches are from the universe, just like a computer. You can't stop a glitch in a computer. You program a computer, it's going to glitch. And the programmer says, man, it's a glitch. I got to fix it. I got to try. And they'll do it. And then another glitch. See that? So that's how the Matrix gets you. They know that, they know how your brain works. They say, all right, how can I get these people to like be more on my app or my social or that? How can I get these? What can I do to? Let's use dopamine, because we know the brain now knows that dopamine creates a rush, but the side effect of dopamine is it becomes very addictive. It's it's easily addictive, and what happens is you don't even know it. Let me show you how easy this is. So, sometimes you go on your social media and like these content they create, and you see these people, and they're like living the perfect life, and and it just rushes you, and you feel good, and they go down. You feel good, and see the side effects of dopamine is, guys, when it gives you that rush, you know what? There's a depression, because the mind's going up and down, up and down, and if you don't get it, you get depressed. So you got to go search it out. So now you become like addictive. And this is how people get addicted to social media networks. This is how people get addicted. They can't leave their phone. They can't get off. They got to get that next rush. I got to get that. I got to watch this. I got to. That's how they do that. But when you become a glitch now, you find serotonin. Now it's something you're naturally drawn to. It's not an addiction now. It's a process. It's a desire. It's a part of you now, because now you're it's like organic versus GMO. See, that's what it is. Glitches, organic, Matrix, GMO. There's a perfect thing. What's better? See? Now, there's nothing wrong with social media. We're all on social media. I'm on social media. This is how I glitch. So it's part of this. We need the social media now. But what I'm showing you, again, I'm showing big picture just so that you can be aware, just to think for yourself, to understand what's going on. And then you can make a decision, say, am I being a dopamine addictor or addiction through this Matrix? Nah, then you got to say, oh, man, he's right, man. Let me chill off of this, because I noticed this. And the thing about dopamine, guys, is what it does it creates anxiety. So a lot of, that's why depression goes up and anxiety goes up so much, is because of dopamine. And you don't understand, when you get on social media, you get addicted and you try to go to sleep, you all of a sudden like, why am I so anxious? That's why. Or you feel low about yourself, right? You don't feel good about yourself, right? Your self-esteem goes down, your self-confidence goes down. That's a part of it, because it's again, the Matrix love the ego, so it's comparing you with other people. It's showing you like, this is how your body have to look. This is how you have to be. This is what beauty is. This is what relationship. This is how you got to talk to a guy. This is how you got to talk to a girl. This is how you're going to get a guy. This is how you're going to get a girl. This is why the women do this, why men do this. And it just messes up your whole mindset now, because now you're out there and then you look at yourself in the mirror, you're like, man, I don't look like none of those people. I'm not good. Your ego says that, but you don't look like them because you're not good enough, man. You got to go start being them. You got to go start doing that stuff. Now you go out and you try to be like those people, and now you lose yourself. You're gone. You're not even yourself anymore. Now you're trying to be someone else. You're not. And that ain't going to work, because you cannot be a copy. You got to be the original. You are the original. So if you try to be a copy, it ain't going to work, because your programming and the way you were made was not created to be a copy. You were created to be an original. But the Matrix don't care about all of that. They want copies. I call them bots. They want butts. They want you. Anything I can do to make you get away from yourself, I'm winning. That's what the Matrix says. If I could get him or her to focus on what they don't have or what they're lacking, I'm winning. I don't want them to focus on what they have or what they're good at. I want them to focus on what they can't get and try to go get. That's what they do. You see it every time. You go on social media, you see all the stuff they post. You see people, women, men, their lifestyle, what they have, the stuff they're doing, and then you look at your life and it makes you feel depressed, right? Because you say, man, this person do. But guys, it's all a game. It's a big game. Did you know most of the stuff you see on social media, like those things, most of those people, a majority of them are probably worse than you? Did you know that? And most of them, they're depressed. It's not like all they're showing, and most of the stuff they have, it's not even theirs. Most of it is rented, it's branded stuff. It's like, It's distributors. It's the uh, retailers that are paying them to wear those stuff, and they make you believe it's you. But I'm showing you how the mind is just so gullible, and the ego is just so, you don't think like that. You say, oh, it must be real. I see all this guy. Look, this guy got like $10,000 giving away free money. All of that is like prop and play money. Their people are just like you. They struggle the same way, guys. But the matrix will put on this facade to make you believe like you're missing out, or if you're not doing this, and it drives you, man. And that's why you have to don't play the game. The way to win is just don't play the game. You just say, coach, I'm checking out. To the matrix, hey, I'm out. I'm done. Cancel my contract, whatever it is. I'm retiring. I'm not playing this game anymore. And when you don't play the game, now you're going to find yourself. And now that's when you start to excel. And that's when you start to live a better life. And that's when you start to create more now, because now you're the original. You're no longer a copy. And now you start to attract more, because now originals are rare now. There's a lot of copies out there. Never be a copy. You want to be the original. You got to do that, man. I retired from the Matrix a long time ago. I threw my jersey in a long time ago. I retired when I found out how the Matrix worked. I took my jersey and I said, here, I'm not playing anymore. And they couldn't do anything. Matrix is like, Mark, what are you doing? I just said, I'm not playing, man. You can't force me to play. Yeah, Mark, how to fix being fatigued. Yeah, fatigue is big. I know. You know, the thing about fatigue is examine stuff. You know, what is fatigue really comes from mental, right? Mental to physical. So when we get fatigued, we don't understand it's usually a mental thing first. So start to examine, like, am I a warrior? Do I think stuff a lot? Then that's usually a sign. So you want to find a way to break that. Maybe meditate. Your diet now. You want to adjust your diet. You want to eat food that make you feel good. Sleep. You got to get plenty of sleep. You know, certain minerals your body's missing. You know, some of the minerals that we're depleted right now are magnesium, zinc, and potassium. So those are 3 key minerals your body needs, and a lot of that is not in our foods. So sometimes we have these symptoms of fatigue. It's usually a symptom that we're not getting those minerals. So you want to start to examine yourself, recalibrate your body, and then now you'll notice, hey, I'm more healthy, I'm more feeling better, because they're not going to tell you that. They're not going to tell you that, hey, you need magnesium, you need zinc, you need all that stuff, because the soil has gotten so depleted that those natural minerals and those things aren't in there anymore. And there's a shocking statistic. It said about, I think, more than half of Americans in the U.S. are magnesium deficient. You know what the symptoms of magnesium deficiency is? Here it is. Maybe you're experiencing this. Heart palpitations, anxiety attack, sleeplessness, can't sleep good. Those are symptoms that you don't have enough magnesium. And half of the U.S. population is magnesium deficient. And here's another big scoop. Half of them don't even know what's happening. They don't even know that's what's going on. They ignore it because they think it's normal. You want to hear something even bigger? They don't send you to the doctor. They send you to like a therapist. They don't cure it. And they'll give you more medication. Could you explain more of what's involved in the vlogging process? The vlogging process is very simple. You take your phone, you open your phone, and you record yourself on a video, and you're talking like you're giving a testimony about something you're successful at. You're talking as if you did something already in the present moment. So if you won the lottery, you'll say, man, it felt so good to finally win such and such. I'm now going here. I'm now going to purchase this. It just feels so good. My dream came through. That's the example of vlogging. You're putting your desires in the present moment. You record it, you let it go, you watch it in the morning, you watch it before you go to bed, and it's going to impress in your subconscious mind. Will magnesium vitamins help? Yeah, I mean, but you look, guys, You got to examine yourself. You got to just don't rush out there and take magnesium. That's what I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you, hey, go out there and get magnesium, zinc. You have to know that you're feeling these symptoms. You gotta investigate your body, know what your body's feeling. But over half of the people are magnesium deficient. So if you get like these things, and you got to investigate. Your body knows your body. How to counter negative thoughts. I tried, but it keeps coming. So the thing about negative thoughts, then you have to understand the background of a thought. Remember now, a thought is just that what it is, a thought. You're the observer observing a thought. Thought's not you. So you got to get that first. So the reason why negative thoughts are so traumatic to us, because we associate the thought as us, but it's really not. It's like me sitting here and the wind is blowing on me, right? I'm observing, I'm feeling the wind, but the wind is not Mark. See what I'm showing you? The wind is going to pass and go. It's going to pass. Yeah, may feel a little bit. If it gets a little chilly, yeah, but it's going to pass and go. That's what a thought is. So that's the first step. And then you want to practice meditation. And then you want to practice being focused on what you want. And you use subliminals that will get your subconscious mind to be more positive and open. Those are ways that you can eliminate that. Yeah, fruits lower blood pressure, good stuff like apples, bananas. Yeah, one of my secret manifesting stuff is I have a banana every morning, because banana has these chemicals, potassium, and it has these feel-good chemicals that creates natural serotonin. And also banana, I'll tell you a secret, the skin has tryptophan, which is a chemical, tryptophan, which is a chemical that makes you fall asleep like this. So what you want to do, you can take the banana skin, you can peel it, and you can just boil it in water and drink it as a tea. Boom, you go right to sleep. Or if the banana is ripe enough, you can put it next to your bedside, and you'll smell it, and that also will induce that tryptophan, because it's coming and you can go to sleep. But banana is very good. It fights depression. It puts you in a good mood. It gives you some potassium. That's, some people can't have banana, some can't. But if you can't have banana, do it. That's one of my rituals and my routines. Every morning I have a banana, and I've been doing that for years, and it helps me with manifesting, because it just gives me that extra edge. Yeah. Yeah, fizzy drinks and all that stuff, soda and all that stuff. I haven't drunk a soda in years. I don't drink any of that stuff. All I drink is water. I don't drink too much sugary stuff. All that stuff is not. It's not too much good for you. I mean, the Matrix promote all that stuff, So I said I don't play the game, man. I retired from the Matrix game. So a lot of stuff I don't do. The Matrix, I'm out of the game, and you got to get out of the game. Yes, going to the sauna helps with manifestation, of course. Relaxes your body. Getting a massage helps. Do things, surround you, get sunlight, nature. Eating healthy will help. What is it? Intermittent fasting. Just watch your diet is very important. And then look, guys, here's my motto, right? I don't, I'll put it the best way for you. I don't live to eat. I eat to live. I repeat that. I do not live to eat. I eat to live. So food to me is just a source for my energy to keep me going. I don't get indulged in food. And because of that, I don't eat a lot. I eat twice a day. And it's very good for me, because now my metabolism speeds up. Now I have more DMT. Now I'm more able to be consciously free. And because food can clog you up, man, and you got to know what to eat. So that's one of the things I do. And that's the stuff I learned. The thing about it, once you become a soul enlightened and awakened, and your third eye opens, you're going to start to see how important your body is. How you got to preserve your body and get your body in top shape, because this is how you're going to manifest. So you can say that I intermittent fast every day, because I only eat twice. And at first it took some time for my body to get used to it. Your body was fighting it, and you were getting the cravings. But after a while, my body adjusted to it, and I'm just such much more happy, lighter, and better. Because I usually start off every day. I have quite a nice, big enough breakfast, and then my dinner time is no later than 3 o'clock. That's it. After 3 o'clock, that's it. That's my dinner, and I don't get no hunger pains. I don't get no growling of the stomach and all of that. And I just continue that way, and I've been doing that for years. And you know, that's something, if you can adapt that over time, it'll definitely help you. How do you officially get out of the matrix? By recognizing what the matrix is, and then don't play the game. That's how you get out of the matrix. The way the matrix needs you in order to have a matrix. If the matrix can't operate without the people. The people drives the matrix. So the matrix needs you as a commodity. So if you know that knowledge, you say, well, they need me, I don't need them, because the matrix is a facade, right? It's just another part of reality we create through our beliefs and our structures and our society. So it's just like a game within a game. So if you understand this about the matrix, then you say, all right, so I just have to just decide not to play the matrix. So how does that mean? Just stop watching certain things, like the mainstream media, the news, like certain programs and all that TV stuff. I don't even watch none of that stuff anymore. I'm living life. I'm in life. I'm in the present moment. I'm out doing stuff. I'm not in like the TV or this or that or any of that stuff. No. I am just enjoying and manifesting and helping and doing whatever I gotta do. And that's how you get out of the matrix. You become your own glitch. Do you think the elites are just vessels to fulfill a purpose, paradigm shift to the grand scheme of things? Yeah, I believe so. I mean, look, what we call the elites, these people, remember now, guys, they're old, and they're about to pass, they're about to leave. That's why I said we're in the age of Aquarius. We're going to have a new way of thinking, because these people, they don't live forever. So if you know about elites, you know how old these people are. The six major news corporations, your mainstream media is run by 6 major news corporations. Now, who are the owners of those 6 media? You can count on one hand how many people owns that. How many people own the banks of the world? How many people own the media? You can count on one hand. So how many families? Some people say it's 13 families, 5 families, 10 people, whatever. But the majority of the people that runs the world, the matrix, you can count on one hand. These people. And you know what they are? They're old. Most of these people are in their 70s, 80s, and 90s. So they're not, the fact is, they're just not going to be here long. And that's why this is the perfect time where we have, because when they go, so will their ideology, and so will a lot of this stuff. I mean, right now the matrix is struggling to keep itself going, because now the age of so much different portals are opening. Now you have so much different avenues of, like before, right? When you go to the movies, right? There's only the major movies. You have like Universal, Warner Brothers, what's the other, Lionsgate. Now you have all these independent films, these different streaming services popping up, making their own films. People have more freedom now to spread information. The Matrix can't control all that stuff. So it's not like the mainstream media right now, they're like losing a lot of control right now. People aren't, the ratings are going down. People aren't watching whatever, like CNN and all that stuff. They ain't watching none of that stuff. They're not watching it because there's so much different avenues now. There's so much platforms. So the Matrix is struggling. So that's why there's so much glitches. So these, what you call elites, just like how history will go, they're going to pass on. And then when they pass on, now you have to seize the momentum. And that's what's happening. This is all, everything is a perfect timing. It's time in Age of Aquarius is here. So, it's going to break down, and you're seeing it right now. We all seen it. You got different streaming service. You got Amazon. You got all these. You can watch your own movie, independent films, small films make their own movies. It's not like you're no longer being programmed to this one mainstream thing. Now people are waking up. There are people now, individuals who are awoken, who are woke, who are enlightened. Now they're creating value. They're making movies. They're making documentaries. They're making programs. They're helping people to see all this stuff, to see what's happening. And the Matrix, they can't control that, guys. Just can't control that. You can't. There's billions of people in the world. There's no way they can control every single. It's just like, man, the dam is breaking right now, and they're doing their best for damage control. Hmm? Yeah, like in New York City, this is K. They're protesting outside Times Building, debunking, but they're not going to show you that on the mainstream media. I know in France there's big protests. I know in Australia there's people protest. There's all these things happening in the world. The world is shifting and changing, but the way the mainstream media, they'll never show you this stuff. So they give you the idea, the illusion that it's not happening, but in reality, it is happening. Yeah, you got good platforms like YouTube. Now YouTube is their platform. You know, people can express things there. There's other platforms popping up. There's so many. There's going to be more platforms popping. There's going to be so much things happening because now this media, the internet, the social media, is going to branch. It's going to be big. Now, at this time in history, people have so much information that they ever had before at their controls. This is a time for you to go in and do your research now, because at this time you'll never. This is the most information age, man. You can go find so much stuff. Even Google. Google. You go to Google, they may try to suppress or try to filter your searches. That's fine, but guess what they got? They got so much other search engines. You can go out there like DuckDuckGo. Got all these different companies coming up, and guys, they can't stop them. It's like a ship going now. You plug one hole, another one pops up. You plug another one, man, you just go out to sink, and the Matrix is going to sink because you guys woke up, and I'm sure you guys are talking to people. You telling other people. You see, don't ever forget that you help by, even when you talk to that one person, you're helping. You don't have to go out there and be a big influencer. You can talk to one person, or if I inspire you and you see my videos and you start your channel and you say, Mark, man, you inspire me, which I know a lot of people do. You start your little YouTube or and you grow, you're doing your part. You see, you're creating value. This is what it's all about. I teach you, you teach others, and then we pass it down. That's how we go. Oh, did you hear a Subaru? I don't know. Maybe there is a Subaru. Have you ever thought on going crazy when you realize not a lot of people know all this? No, well, we see with me though. See, the thing with me, guys, is once I kind of like understood my purpose here and I knew why I came here. See, this stuff changes when you know who you are. So when I discovered who I am, I'm like, all right, Mark, this is what you are, man. You gotta accept it, man. You gotta go out there. You gotta do this stuff, bro. This is why you came here. You're not getting this in knowledge or nothing. You can't sit here and waste it. You're very fortunate. You're winning the lottery. You're doing it all the time. This is not like a coincidence stuff. You have this knowledge you're getting down. You talk to people so easy. They relate to you. You take the difficult stuff. You make it so easy. I realized that's my gift, and I said, all right, man, I got to go do this stuff. So I just go out and do it. So what happens is now, once I realize that, so when I see people and I talk to people, and I never I never thought I was once crazy or something was off, because I already knew the truth. What I do though, I look at people. When I see people, I just look at them as just individuals that are ignorant, not at their own fault. It's like, if you don't know, you just don't know, and that's how I look at people. I can't blame them. I don't look at them and say, oh man, you stupid, man, wake up. I never look at them. I look at them like, you don't know. Now if I see them and we have a conversation and I start to tell them stuff, and I know where to go. I just can't jump just deep into them, because then they'll think like their minds can't handle it. So I'll just kind of let's slowly talk and see where their mind's at. And then if they're receptive, fine. And there's just some people that aren't receptive. There's some people that aren't ready, and that's fine. But you're never crazy, man, because you gotta understand. As I said, truth is stranger than fiction. Remember, guys, The way the matrix is designed, and this is very important for you to understand. The main purpose of the matrix. Okay, I don't want you to miss this. This is the whole. I'm doing this. This live is going on 2 hours here. But the main purpose of this live and the matrix is this. And if you get anything out of this live, this is what I want you to get. Every single thing is designed to distract you from you. Everything is designed so that you don't stop and think and become critically and start to figure out who you are. That's what this is all about. So there is no way you can be crazy, or some people think you're crazy, because what the matrix does, they need you not to know this stuff. So what they do, they create agendas around this stuff, such as what I gave a perfect example: the word conspiracy theory. Who invented that word? Go look up. I'm just going to say, go look up the true meaning of conspiracy theory. You'll see who invented it. The CIA created that word to distract from the truth, and they call it conspiracy theories. And the matrix propagated that work. So now when you hear someone say, oh, he's a conspiracy theorist, in their minds now, the matrix put this mindset to the population, to regular people. Oh, he's a quack. Oh, he's off. He's one of those people. He's one of those. See, you see what I'm showing you, how they have set this stuff up? So I'm showing you a big picture here. So if you know anything, or you want to learn anything from this, if somebody does not want you to figure out yourself, that must mean there's something in you. Because if I'm like the matrix guy right here, and I don't want you to figure out yourself, and then if you're smart, you want to say, okay, why is Mark never trying to make me like figure out myself? One day it's going to hit my head and like, damn, let me go figure out myself, because maybe there's something in it. And then when I was like, man, all this stuff, the truth is in me. All this stuff this guy was telling me the matrix is trying to do is all BS. You mean I can create my world? I can attract stuff? No wonder they don't want me to know this stuff. They want me to depend on them. And that's what it is. That's every single human being on this planet, since the beginning of the Industrial Revolution, have been programmed for this very thing. The main program is, I got to keep them from figuring out who they are. I got to keep them from understanding that they're a God within God. They have a God particle. They're part of God. They are the creator. They're the observer. I can't let them figure that stuff out. So if you think about it, everything was generated about splitting up your identity, man. Splitting all of you up. Splitting you up. Religion is part of it, to split you up. Social beliefs, government beliefs, all these stuff, different schools, colleges, all they teach you. It's all designed to split you up, to keep you away from who you are. I don't want to. No, they don't want you to discover your own self, to become your own entrepreneur, to make your own business. If they can keep you away from that, that's fine. They like you to come work for them. Go do your 9 to 5, go home, grow old. When you retire, you get 6 good years and you die. That's what they want. I mean, the truth is the truth. I mean, I'm not gonna come on here and sugarcoat it for you. You want me to lie to you, or you want me to tell you the truth? I'm not here to lie. I'm just here to tell you the truth, man. And that's the truth. So all the stuff that's happening, guys, is just to distract you from you. So that should tell you how powerful you are and the power you have to affect and create stuff. And if someone can invest so much energy and power to construct a system or a government around keeping the people from depending on themselves and learning themselves and depending on a system, then that should tell you how important it is that you must be really powerful if they don't want you to know this stuff. I mean, I'm just a small voice. I mean, I'm glad I'm reaching a lot of people, but there's going to be more like me, more glitches out there. Maybe you'll be one of those glitches. Maybe this video will inspire you, and you become that glitch. Someone will see this and they'll know. And I mean, of course, there's so many glitches now. So many glitches are coming up where people are recognizing this stuff and they're knowing it. So, you know, you're a very powerful being. You have the power. You have your mind, and you have the control. Despite what they try to show you that, you know, you can't, and you shouldn't depend on yourself. You need to depend on a system. Mark, should I continue to work for my job or just manifest doing law of attraction stuff? No, you look. You never quit your job if you don't see your goal. You can't just say, I'm gonna quit my job and do it. It doesn't work that way. What you have to do is you have to strategize. You have to say, okay, I know this information and I know what's going on. So this job is just going to be a means to a new beginning. So you got to be at your job, and then when you're at your job, you're planning, you're creating in the background. Now you know what you're going to do. So that means now you understand this stuff. When you're at your job, you got to take some time now to invest in your ideas. You got to spend at least 2 hours with yourself. Okay, what do I want to do? What do I want to create? And then you got to do it that way, and then you leave your job. So if you have a goal, if you want to start a business, if you want something you want to do, then this is the time. You got to use your job as just a stepping stone. Now you have a different mindset. Now you know what's happening. You say, okay, I'm just going to look at this job as a means to get me to my true goal. So you become at peace with your job, and then you work on your craft or entrepreneurship, whatever it is. And then what happens when you do it that way, now you're going to get the download. The universe is going to start downloading you now. The people are going to start to pop up in your arena to help you to get out of your job, to get into your whatever you want. That's how you do that stuff. You just don't go emotionally and jump out. You're just like, oh man, Mark just gave me the I know the truth now. Screw this, F this job, I'm out of here. No, you don't do that. You have to now, you know the stuff, and now you gotta be smart, man. You gotta be like, all right, now I see what's happening. All right, let me plan. How am I gonna do this? Just go to your job, be at peace, and then just plot your escape. That's how you do that. Because I know all of you guys have a goal here. All of you got a dream. I mean, all of you. I mean, if you love your job and it's doing well, perfect. But for some of us, I know you guys have bigger goals and bigger dreams. You want to create your own company. You want to do that, you know. See, look at this. It's a great example, right? Aziza Jewelry says, I'm gonna make t-shirts. I'm that glitch. See, look at that. So you have creative minds. We all have abilities, and there's so much now market for everything. So yeah, anyone that's doing motivation, inspiring, and helping you and creating value in your life to help you, they are glitches in the matrix. They are the ones that the matrix can't stop or plug. So you want to be a glitch. So that's your motto. I'm a glitch. People say, what are you, man? I'm a glitch, man. I'm a glitch in the matrix. I'm a glitch. This is the part of the greater play. It's greater than good and evil, but play amongst divinity. John Smith wrote, the universe intends for there to be opposition, aka the matrix. This is part of a greater play. This is the greater than good. Yeah. So yeah, you're right. So the big picture I'm showing you guys is that the matrix will always have those bots. So there won't come a time in what we call near future that this matrix will be totally discombobulated. But there is coming a time where the whole will be greater than the big piece. So there will be a time now where there'll be more awoken than not awoken. There'll come a time when the matrix will change. It'll become a new game. But there will always be some parts where you have what's called good or evil. That will go away. You're going to have duality at every aspect. But I'm speaking about a part where the human mind is being held as a prisoner. That will be broken. Now, there may be other facets that develop within that paradigm where they'll have new battles of what we call good or evil. But when I'm talking about I'm talking about the part where they have your mind as captivity right now. That's going to be broken. More people are going to be aware of that. And I mean, it's happening today. I mean, you can see that. People aren't into the mainstream media like they used to before, because they have so much different avenues opening up. See what I'm saying? I just cut my days at work to 2 days, and I manifested it. It's true. Another door open. Yeah, if you can afford to do that, see, that's what you gotta understand. Can I afford to work 2 days a week to have enough money to maintain what I gotta do, and then work on my passion or my purpose? And that's how you're gonna escape stuff like that. Because I think 90% of people, you all grow up, you all have big goals and dreams you want to do, but your job and the stuff you're doing just prevents you from ever trying to figure it out, because they keep you so busy, and you got to do this, you got to think about that. So I get that, but what you have to start to do now, this is where you become smart. This is what I'm talking about, critical thinking. Now, I said they don't show you how to think. Now I'm going to show you how to think. So how you think now is you understand now, and then you start to create, you start to plot, your escape. So you're at your job, but now you're thinking in the back of your mind, okay, what can I do now to go into my passion? Okay, can I get 2 hours every day to just work on my goal? That's called critical thinking. That's what they don't teach you. They just rather have you just work, get the check, work, get the check, work, get the check. Just over broke, just over job, just over broke, work. And then your mind, you get addicted to that. Your mind just gets addicted to just, and that does something to the mind too. I'm sure how deep this is, deep right here. So when you depend on like the job and the people and all that stuff, right? Then your mind now becomes, you lose a certain aspect of your mind now. Now your subconscious mind now becomes ingrained and dependent. So now, when something happens, the business closes, you lose your job, that's when people panic, because they haven't developed, oh my God, what am I going to do? I don't know what to do. I just lost. See, that's how it keeps you, because you were dependent on that thing. So you must always remember, you always have to have, people call it backup. You got to have backups. You got to have like a passion or something, like, okay, what am I going to do if this doesn't work? What am I good at? Like when you do anything, you got to have multiple streams of income. If you're like an entrepreneur, you can't just have one income, multiple streams. And that's what you do. You have different facets, right? Because now you see you're flexible. That's how you approach the matrix and everything. And that's how about anything in life. You gotta critically think, like, okay, what am I gonna do? You just never do rash decisions. Just don't say, F this, I'm out of here. That's emotional. You don't do stuff on emotion, because now you realize, like, damn, I just quit. And now, you see, that's your ego. Ego does that. Ego is very powerful. It makes you take rash decisions on emotion. You got to take decisions on analytical. Now, this is where you use your ego and your conscious mind really good for critical thinking and analytical. Never make any decisions when you're emotional. Always make decisions when you're in a logical thinking state. Emotions are never good to make rash decisions. It'll mess you up. The best analogy I've seen about never make decisions on emotions is, there's this picture where this dog is chasing this bird. I guess the bird had the best of him, so the bird flew over a cliff, and the dog jumped at the bird over the cliff. The bird can fly, the dog can't. See, the dog made a rash decision out of emotion. He was like angry, I'm gonna get you, bird. He jumped off, but the bird can fly. The dog can't. So that's why you should never make decisions when you're emotional. See how that works? Would writing affirmation 200 times a day do wonders? Yeah, anything you do repetitively do wonders. But look, the best thing to do if you want, guys, the easiest way, man, is just use subliminal program. Guys, look, the Deliberate Creators channel, right? We changed that channel. Now that channel is going to be strictly subliminal and all the stuff to program you. So the Deliberate Creators channel, I'm having subliminals for winning the lottery, for gaining confidence, for removing entities, negative energy, all that stuff. You can go to that channel right now and listen to those. That's what I'm talking about. Those are the easiest ways to break your patterns, guys. So I've changed that channel to just strictly the music, and the sound we're using is all 528, the perfect resonance for you. So the tool is out there. So you can go to my Deliberate Creators channel. Tons of affirmations now are there. It's going to be 7 days a week. 3 days I'm going to have audible affirmations, and then 4 days is going to be hidden just sound frequencies to help you. Turn them on, plug them in, and you clear all type of blocks, overthinking, anxiety, all that. Deliberate Creators channel. Go subscribe if you're part of it. Go listen, download, listen to those. They're gonna help you. Chosen ones unite. Mark, should I listen to affirmations beats all day long to quickly manifest? No, you listen to affirmation usually when you're relaxing and going to sleep. They work more effectively that way, or in the morning when you just wake up. You can listen to them throughout the day because it does help you, but you get the most benefit when you're relaxed, like right before you go to sleep, a couple hours before, or when you're sleeping, or when you get up in the morning. You have 2 hours when you're still in a hypnotic state. You can utilize, you can listen to them while you're working out. You get up in the morning, you're getting ready for work, or you're driving. They create the best effect then. Those are the most powerful times. Got it? So I think I'll do what, 210, maybe 10 more minutes, then I'm out. And this, I'm sure this will be up so you guys can go watch this, learn, and pick up some stuff. Remember the Quantum Chosen One podcast channel, I got that. So I'll be doing podcasts every Tuesdays and Sundays episodes. You can call in your questions. You got Zoom, welcome to come in. I'm going to have it jam-packed. I'm going to have a lot of like my former students on there, and some of these people, they've done some crazy manifestation stuff. You're going to be surprised, you're going to be happy. That would help you guys, because now you can see like, wow, okay, somebody else is doing it. So Mark's not the only one. Mark, there's other people that's doing it too. So now you can see like, okay, if they can do it, I can do it. So that's going to be jam-packed. And also, if you're someone that you're benefiting, you watch a lot of my teachings and stuff, and you got some good manifestations, and you want to come on the Quantum Chosen One podcast, shoot me an email. Just go to the link, the Quantum Chosen One, comment in there. I'll book you and I'll get you on the show, and you can talk about what you learned and all that stuff. So, good stuff. Do dreams manifest in subconscious mind? Nico. So, Nico, your subconscious creates your dreams. So, it's the other way. Your subconscious, whenever you dream, it's usually subconscious. So, dreams come in two forms. You got signs, and then you got gibberish dreams. So signs is when your subconscious is talking to you in a message. You will usually remember those dreams. They'll be like an impact. When you remember your dream, it's usually like a message. The other dreams where it just like feels like ramble or just stuff, that's gibberish. That means the subconscious is just removing programs and stuff, like old stuff, creating new stuff. That's not very important. But your dreams, anytime you have a dream, it's usually your subconscious talking, reflecting back to you that, hey, this is something I've accepted as normal. So that means your subconscious says, this is a part of our program now. Where's the Deliberate Creators channel? It's on YouTube. It's just called Deliberate Creators. Just type in Deliberate Creators. I'll post them in the live. I'll post those two channels, Deliberate Creators and the Quantum Chosen One podcast. I'll put them in pinned comments. Or if someone is here, you can pin them in the comments for me. You can just go there right now and pin it so people can see it. Go to Quantum Chosen One podcast on YouTube and then pin it, and then go to Deliberate Creators and pin it. You can get that. Do you know of any programs to create your own affirmation voice? Oh yeah, there's plenty of stuff. Guys, what now I'm working on an app. So I'm gonna have an app coming out. So I'm gonna create an app, how to like create your own subliminals, and it's gonna make like a video game, so it's like easy to interact with. So that's gonna be good. It's gonna be a lot of subliminal stuff. So look out for that in a few months. Hopefully I get it earlier. I'm working on developing it now. Good. So you guys are seeing how everything good, right? Scripting is good. If you know. How do we get to the podcast? So if you go to the channel, I think you could just comment, and then we have Anchor. So if you go to Anchor, you could sign up. So it's Sunny is my co-host, and she's in charge of that. But just go if you just go to the podcast and just go into the description, or you can go to Instagram, and then I have the Quantum Chosen One podcast on Instagram, and you can just send a message there, and then she can get you booked on the podcast. So just go to Instagram, Quantum Chosen One podcast, and send me a DM if you want to come on the podcast. If you have like good manifesting stuff, or you want to just questions anything, and then you can come on there. All right. So it's good. Someone's asking me, semen retention. People say it's your life force. You should release it. I think I talked about semen retention before. My view is, you know, you can hold it in, but your body's going to release it somehow through either wet dreams. But I get the point of it. The point is like to keep your energy, and it's good, but you got to do everything in balance. But I do see the point. When we maintain semen, it does increase testosterone, it does increase pheromones, but eventually your body will release it, because the body that's just something it does. I mean, but it's a good practice. Yeah, Quantum Chosen One podcast. It's gonna be cool. What are your thoughts on going to the casino daily? Casinos is not my thing, but with the few times I've went to the casino, I did pretty good, because I kind of sensed. When I go to the casino, I don't do the slots though, guys. So I kind of feel the energetic pull from the machine, and I kind of know where to go. So if you're gonna do a casino, I recommend that to get in tune with your like intuition, build the feeling, because you know the winds will talk to you, the machines talk to you. They'll tell you, they say, "Hey, I got money over here. Come play me, and you get money." But you got to know which one does it, which one doesn't. And that goes that's the part where you got to get your ego kind of out, because your ego can mess you up. But I have a video on casino winnings. I think it's on my channel. Just go to my regular channel. It's called How to Win at Casinos. Mark Haughton. This channel. The Matrix is non-stop subliminals. So if you listen to your own subliminals, it will counteract the hold on the Matrix has on you. Yeah, the Matrix is constant. You know, yeah, but another thing is, remember what I said, don't play the game means that you can just cut yourself off. You don't have to go to the Matrix to get programmed. You know, look, how the Matrix is going to program you guys is the only way they know how, through media, through social media stuff. So if you aren't on, or you cut them off, they can't program you. Now, if I turn my phone off right now, I'm chilling. There's no way I can get programmed. There's no way you can get programmed. You get programmed when you go into the game. If you're out of the game, you can't get programmed. Now you have to go in the game, because you got to be the glitch. You got to get glitches. But what you want to do is just go with glitches and stay away from the mainstream stuff. That's the easiest way to get out of the Matrix. And then, of course, you know, I know you got family and friends and all that stuff, and your job, you work out. I know it's hard. Like, I can't just get out of the Matrix, Mark. I got to work with these people. I got to do this and got that, and I got to surround. Yeah, but you are aware of it now, so you can navigate your way out now by just understanding what's going on. See, by you having an open mind and understanding, that's just as good as you getting out the Matrix, because now you know, like, all right, you're more conscious, guys. You're more aware of what's going on, and that's going to give you power. Because now you're aware, you can decide, I'm going to go here, I'm not going to go there. Which is big, it's huge. Awareness is power. Remember what I said, the Matrix don't want you to be aware. They want you to focus away from yourself. They want to keep you as a bot, a robot, where you're like a producer. Like, you just do what I say. Don't think. I didn't pay you to think, man. I pay you to do. That's what some school does that too. Some schools don't even encourage critical thinking anymore. Schools don't even teach you how to manage finances, how to be mentally stable, how to heal your mind. So all of that is a system. It's designed to get you, train you for this so you can go do that. Go do this, go do that. Right in and right out. You gotta remember that. I'm not advocating nothing that says, oh, screw schools, all that. No, I'm not. What I'm just showing you is big picture here. I want you to think, man. I want you to just start to just question stuff and just say, make your own decision and say, all right, this for me is that for me, because that's what it's all about. I mean, of course, maybe you dream to be a doctor or a lawyer or something. Then you need school because you need someone to train you and to do that. So I understand that aspect of it, but I'm just showing bigger picture, and the majority of stuff. I mean, just there's different ways for you to take for your success. You don't have to go the old like, oh, I gotta go to school. You just because now we live in an age where you can be your own boss, you can be your own creator. You got different avenues. You got so much stuff popping up right now: internet marketing, trading, all investing, content creator. I mean, the world needs people like you. Now, there's an audience for that. You can start your own business, create your own content. You know, all of you have a gift to give out to the world. All of you. There's something special in you that you can give to someone, even though you may not feel it or think. But I'm telling you, you do have it, um, because we all have a unique way of expressing ourselves, right? We have a unique way of helping. So you may have that, and you may say, I want to start my own channel, Mark. I want to do this. Yeah, you started. You may have only 10 subscribers, but don't worry about that, because you don't. You know, is what is the value provided. Don't worry about like trying to build the subscribers or I need this. It's the value. In time, it'll grow because you're helping people. You help yourself. That's what it's about. You know, the Matrix. That's what the Matrix wants. The Matrix wants you to think the opposite. The Matrix wants to say, Matrix wants quality. They don't want quant. They don't want. Sorry, the Matrix want quantity. They don't want quality. Think about that. You want to focus on quality, not quantity. That's the point. All right, guys. So that's enough. But remember, go check out Quantum Chosen One podcast. Subscribe. Deliberate Creator is now going to have all your affirmations, subliminals. I got my lottery stuff. I made a good lottery affirmation. So it's all going to be subliminal stuff. So now you have all the avenues. You can go get your mind programmed. So you got all these different avenues now. And it's there for you to go partake of it and then become and master and mind your mind and get mind power. Thanks, guys. So I will be doing this. I'll be doing lives now on my channel, maybe at least twice a week now. So that'll be good. So I'll see you again. And maybe I'll see you on the Quantum Chosen One podcast. All right. Take care.